这个故事，如果你听起来不累，那么你的英语能力在美国日常生活是完全够用的。像学母语一样学英语，我们开始吧。
A man was trapped in a wheelchair, but a new world offered him a second chance. Jake Sully was once a soldier. He lived in a small room in a very big city. The walls were thin. He heard his neighbors all the time. The city air was gray and hard to breathe. People on the street wore masks over their faces. He had no money for a doctor. He fought in a war. The war took his legs. A wheelchair was his world. His life was a small, sad circle. One night he went to a bar. The music was loud. People shouted and laughed. He put a glass on his head. He moved his body with the music. The glass did not fall. He had good balance. But this small skill did not bring him joy. It only brought a few coins. One day, two men came to his room. They wore dark suits. The men had a message. It was about his brother, Tommy. He was dead. A cold feeling filled the small room. Jake did not speak for a long time. His brother was a smart scientist. Tommy had a special job far away. The men had an offer for Jake. He could take his brother's place. The company needed him because he had the same DNA. The place was a world called Pandora. It was many light years from Earth. Jake thought about his small room. He looked at his weak legs. He thought, anywhere is better than here. Jake said yes. He went into a long sleep for the journey. The trip was 5 years long. He did not feel the time pass. Then he woke up. A man with no hair floated in the zero gravity. The man smiled. "Welcome to Pandora," the man said. Jake felt strange. His body was light. He pushed off a wall and floated. He looked out a window. A giant blue and green world was there. It was beautiful. He saw clouds and oceans. A small hope grew in his heart. The big ship was called the Venture Star. A smaller ship took them down to the world. The small ship was the Valkyrie. It moved through the thick air of Pandora. The ride was bumpy. The ship landed at a place called Hell's Gate. It was a human base. The base had tall fences and big guns. A man with many scars on his face talked to the new people. He was Colonel Miles. He was the head of security. "You are not on Earth anymore," Miles said. His voice was hard like a rock. "This place is dangerous. Everything here wants to kill you." He showed them pictures of giant animals. "Out there, every living thing is against you." Jake listened to the colonel. He saw the big walls of the base. Outside the walls, there was a great forest. The trees were bigger than any buildings on Earth. The air outside smelled strange. It was full of life. Then, Jake met a scientist named Norm. Norm knew Jake's brother. They went to a laboratory. Inside the lab, Jake saw something amazing. A tall blue person was in a big glass box. It floated in clear liquid. The blue person had a long tail and big yellow eyes. "This is an avatar," Norm said. "It is your new body." The avatar was a mix of human and Na'vi DNA. The Na'vi were the people of Pandora. They were tall and blue and lived in the forest. Humans could not breathe the air on Pandora, so they used these avatar bodies. A human could connect their mind to an avatar. Jake looked at the avatar. It was his avatar. It had his face, but it was strong. The avatar's legs were long and powerful. He felt a fire inside him. He thought, "I can walk again." The next day was the day. He went into a special machine. A doctor put a link over his head. Just relax, the doctor said. Think about your avatar. Jake closed his eyes. A strange feeling went through his body. It was like going down a long, bright tunnel of light. Then he opened his eyes again. He was in a different body. He looked down. He saw blue skin. He saw 4 long fingers on each hand. He wiggled his toes. They moved. A huge smile came to his face. He stood up. His legs were strong. They held him. He took a step. Then he took another step. He began to run. He ran out of the lab. The sun was bright. The air was fresh and sweet. He felt the soft grass under his feet. He laughed. The sound was loud and happy. He was free. He ran and ran. He did not want to stop. His heart was beating fast. Dr. Grace's face was hard. She was the leader of the Avatar program. He is like a child, she said. Grace wanted his brother, Tommy. Tommy was a scientist. Jake was only a soldier. She did not trust soldiers. The next day, Grace took Jake and Norm into the forest. They went in their avatar bodies. The forest was a world of wonders. The plants had strange shapes and colors. Some plants glowed when he touched them. The sounds were new and exciting. Jake felt alive. He touched a strange orange plant. It went into the ground. He was not careful. A big animal came out of the trees. It looked like a black panther, but it had 6 legs. Its teeth were long and sharp. The animal ran at Jake. He shouted. Grace started shooting her gun. Run, Jake, run, she yelled. Jake ran for his life. He was fast, but the animal was faster. He jumped over a river. He fell down a waterfall. The water was cold and fast. He was alone now. Grace and Norm were gone. The forest was dark when the sun went down. Strange lights began to glow on the plants. The sounds of the night were all around him. He made a torch with fire. He was scared. A group of small, fast animals came. They looked like dogs from hell. They circled him. Their eyes were red in the dark. He swung his torch. The animals jumped back. But more came. He thought, this is the end. Suddenly, an arrow flew through the air. It hit one of the animals. The animal fell down. Another arrow came. Then another. A tall blue person jumped down from a tree. It was a Na'vi. She was fast and strong. She killed the other animals with a knife. The Na'vi woman looked at Jake. Her eyes were big and yellow, like a cat's. She was angry. You are like a baby, she said in English. You make a lot of noise. Jake looked at her. Thank you, he said. Why did you come here? She asked. I came to learn, he said. The Na'vi woman's name was Neytiri. She did not want to help him. She started to walk away. Jake followed her. Where are you going? He asked. Suddenly, small, white seeds floated down from the sky. They looked like little jellyfish. They landed on Jake. They covered his body. They glowed with a soft, white light. Neytiri turned around. Her eyes were wide with surprise. She saw the seeds. She thought it was a sign from Iwa. Iwa was the god of the Na'vi. Come, she said. Her voice was different now. She took him to her home. It was a tree so giant, it touched the clouds. Many Na'vi lived inside the tree. This was home tree. The Na'vi people looked at Jake. They were not friendly. A strong warrior pushed him. Their leader was Neytiri's father. Neytiri's mother was their spiritual leader. She looked into Jake's eyes. "We will see if your heart is strong," she said. They decided that Jake could stay. He must learn their ways. Neytiri was his teacher. Jake's new life began. Every day he connected to his avatar. He lived with the Na'vi. Neytiri taught him about the forest. She taught him how to walk quietly. He learned how to hunt with a bow and arrow. The life was hard. He fell many times, but he always got up. He felt his body become stronger. At night, he went back to his human body. He made reports for Colonel Miles. The colonel wanted to know about the Na'vi. He wanted to know their weaknesses. Under Home Tree, there was a special rock. The rock was very important to humans. It was worth a lot of money. The colonel wanted that rock. "Get their trust," the colonel told Jake. "I will give you your legs back. A real doctor. A real operation." Jake felt a conflict in his heart. He liked the Na'vi life. He liked Neytiri. But he wanted his legs back. So he continued his reports. He told the colonel about Home Tree. He told him about the Na'vi leaders. Grace moved their lab. They went to a place in the floating mountains. The mountains floated in the sky. It was a beautiful and secret place. They could study the forest there. And Jake could be with the Na'vi every day. Jake learned more and more. He learned to speak the Na'vi language. He learned to ride a horse-like animal called a dire horse. He connected his hair to the animal's antenna. He could feel what the animal felt. It was a strong connection. At first, the dire horse did not listen. It threw him on the ground. Neytiri laughed, but Jake tried again. Then came the big test. He had to choose his own Ikrin. An Ikrin was a flying mountain banshee. It was a big, dragon-like creature. It lived high, in the floating mountains. Every young Na'vi hunter must have one. He climbed the mountains with Neytiri. The wind was strong. He found a big, red Ikrin. The Ikrin was angry. It tried to bite him. It tried to push him off the mountain. Jake was brave. He jumped on its back. He held on tight. He made the connection with his hair. The Ikrin fought hard. But Jake was strong. The Ikrin felt his mind. It stopped fighting. It was his Ikrin now. He flew into the sky. The feeling was amazing. He was flying. He and Neytiri flew together. They flew through the mountains. They flew over the great forest. Jake felt a joy he never knew before. He was not a man in a chair. He was a warrior of the sky. He was becoming one of the people. One day, they were hunting in the deep forest. A shadow moved in the leaves. It was a viper wolf. Neytiri raised her bow, but Jake stopped her. He pointed. 2 more viper wolves were on the sides. They were quiet. They were waiting. It was a trap. Neytiri's eyes went wide. She did not see them. Jake threw a rock far to the left. The 2 hidden animals ran toward the sound. Neytiri shot the first viper wolf. The trap was broken. She looked at Jake. He was not just strong. He was smart in a different way. He saw the whole picture. She saw the soldier inside the Na'vi body. That night, she took him to a special place. It was the Tree of Voices. The tree was full of soft, glowing lights. The voices of the Na'vi ancestors were there. Neytiri told him about Iwa. Iwa connects all living things. Under the tree of voices, Neytiri looked at Jake. "You see," she said. "You see us." They connected their hair together. It was the Na'vi way to choose a mate. That night, Jake knew his heart. He loved Neytiri, and he loved her world. He thought, "My old life is gone. This is my real life now." The next morning, a terrible sound came. Big yellow machines were pushing down the trees. The machines were from Hell's Gate. They were close to the tree of voices. Jake ran to stop them. He stood in front of a big bulldozer. He broke its camera. Back at the base, Colonel Miles saw the video. His hands made tight fists. The time for talking was over. He said, "We will move them." Jake went back to Home Tree. He had to tell them the truth. He told them he was a spy. He told them the humans wanted their home. The Na'vi looked at him with cold, angry eyes. Neytiri cried. Her face was full of pain. "I hate you," she screamed. The warriors took Jake and Grace. They tied them up. Then the attack came. The sky filled with human ships. They fired missiles at Home Tree. The great tree burned. Fire was everywhere. The Na'vi people ran. They screamed. The tree fell. It was a terrible sound. It fell for a long time. Many Na'vi died that day. Neytiri's father was one of them. The Na'vi were homeless. They went to the Tree of Souls. It was their most sacred place. They prayed to Iwa. A great sadness was on every face. At Hell's Gate, a pilot saw the fire. She was a good person. She did not want to be part of this. She helped Jake and Grace and Norm. They escaped in her helicopter. But the colonel saw them. He shot at the helicopter. Grace was hit by a bullet. She was hurt badly. Jake flew the helicopter to the Tree of Souls. He brought Grace's human body to the Na'vi. He hoped they could save her. Neytiri's mother tried to move Grace's spirit into her avatar body. The Na'vi prayed to Iwa, but Grace was too weak. "I am with her now, Jake," Grace said with her last breath. Her spirit went to Iwa. Jake knew what he had to do. He had to win back their trust. He had to fight for them. There was a legend among the Na'vi. A great warrior could ride the Toruk. The Toruk was the great Leonopteryx. It was the king of the sky. It was a giant red and orange creature. A warrior who rode the Toruk was called Toruk Makdo. He found the Toruk. The Na'vi saw this beast as a god. They felt only fear. But Jake saw something different. He saw a powerful animal. He was a soldier. He knew how to face a powerful enemy. He was a man with no legs. He knew true despair. This animal's power was not greater than his will. He jumped from his Ikran onto the Toruk's back. It was a great battle in the sky. The beast tried to throw him. But Jake's mind was a cold, quiet place. He held on. He made the connection. He became Toruk Makdo. He flew to the Tree of Souls on the back of the great beast. The Na'vi saw him. Their faces showed pain and surprise. They saw the warrior from the stories. But they also saw the man who betrayed them. The lead warrior looked at him. His eyes were full of hate. But behind the hate, there was a small, desperate light. It was their last hope. Jake spoke to the Na'vi. He asked all the clans to come together. They must fight as one. Warriors from many clans came. They were ready for the final battle. Jake looked at their faces. He saw fear. He saw hope. He thought, "I must protect this family. This is my home now." the human army came. Their ships made the sky dark. Jake led the Na'vi warriors into the air. He felt the wind on his face. He was not afraid. The battle began. The air was full of smoke and fire. Jake saw the lead warrior fight bravely. Then a human ship shot him down. The warrior fell from the sky. Jake's heart felt a sharp pain. This was not a game. It was real. He saw the pilot's helicopter. She fought hard for them. Then a missile hit her ship. It exploded in a ball of fire. Jake shouted her name. Another friend was gone. The Na'vi were losing. Their arrows could not stop the metal monsters. Despair filled Jake's heart. He looked at the Tree of Souls. He thought, "Great Mother, Iowa, we are your children. We are dying. Please help us." Then something happened. The ground began to shake. The animals of Pandora joined the fight. Big hammerhead animals ran out of the forest. They attacked the soldiers. Flocks of eichelons attacked the ships in the sky. A new hope filled Jake. Iowa heard him. The battle turned. Colonel Miles was in a big robot suit. He wanted to kill Jake. He found the trailer with Jake's human body. Jake's mind was in his avatar. His human body was helpless. The colonel broke the window of the trailer. The bad air of Pandora went inside. Jake's avatar fought the colonel's robot. It was a hard fight. At the same time, his human body was dying. He could not breathe. His connection to his avatar became weak. The colonel was about to kill Jake's avatar, but Neytiri appeared. She rode a giant black panther. She screamed and fought with all her strength. She saved Jake's avatar, but the colonel was still alive. He went for the trailer. Neytiri saw the danger. She shot 2 arrows. They went through the robot's glass. The arrows hit the colonel in the chest. He was dead. Neytiri ran to the trailer. She saw Jake's human body. He was blue and could not breathe. It was the first time she saw his human face. She quickly put an air mask on him. He took a deep breath. He was alive. He touched her face. The war was over. The Na'vi won. The humans went back to Earth. Only a few good people stayed. Jake made a choice. He did not want to be human anymore. He wanted to be Na'vi forever. The Na'vi took him to the Tree of Souls. They had a special ceremony. They would move his spirit from his human body to his avatar body. Permanently. He lay down. His human body was weak. His avatar body was next to him. The Na'vi began to sing. A bright light surrounded him. He closed his human eyes for the last time. Then he opened new eyes. They were yellow and bright. He saw Neytiri. He was Na'vi. He was home.
太棒了，你把故事听完了，你离英语自由又近了一步。这里是像学母语一样学英语频道，我们下个视频见。